The massive alien ship blocked out the sun above Chicago. Jack Harrison crouched behind a broken concrete wall and watched the horror unfold in the street below. The ship had been there for 3 months now, casting its shadow over what used to be his home city. Nothing grew in that shadow anymore. Jack pressed his back against the cold concrete and listened to the screams. Another group of civilians had tried to fight back against their alien masters. It never ended well for them. Heavy footsteps echoed through the empty street. Jack knew those sounds. The enhanced soldiers were coming. They moved differently than normal people. Faster, stronger. Their boots hit the ground with mechanical precision. That made Jack's skin crawl. He peered around the wall corner. 6 enhanced soldiers walked down the street in perfect formation. They had once been human, but the aliens had changed them. Their eyes glowed with a cold blue light from the implants, drilled into their skulls. Bio-armor covered their bodies like a second skin that shifted and moved as they walked. The leader of the group raised his hand. The others stopped instantly. Jack held his breath and tried to make himself smaller behind the wall. "Scan for life. Signs," the leader said. His voice sounded wrong, like it came from inside a metal box. One of the enhanced soldiers tilted his head. The implant in his temple pulsed with blue light. 3 humans hiding in the building ahead. 2 adults. 1 child. Jack's heart sank. He knew that building. The Morrison family lived there. Tom Morrison had been his neighbor before the invasion. His wife Kate worked at the local school. Their daughter Emma was only 8 years old. "Eliminate them," the leader commanded. The enhanced soldiers moved toward the building like hunting wolves. Jack wanted to help the family, but he had no weapons that could hurt those monsters. His rifle could barely scratch their bio-armor. He had learned that lesson the hard way during his first week in the Resistance. The building's front door exploded. Inward, screams filled the air, followed by the sound of energy weapons firing. Then silence. Jack closed his eyes and tried not to think about little Emma Morrison. The aliens had turned humans into weapons against their own kind. It was the cruelest thing he could imagine. The enhanced soldiers emerged from the building. Their bio-armor had shifted color from gray to a satisfied green. The leader spoke into a communication device attached to his wrist. "Sector 7 cleared. Returning to base." As they walked away, Jack noticed something strange. One of the enhanced soldiers at the back of the group turned to look at the building they had just destroyed. For just a moment, his glowing eyes seemed to dim. His head tilted slightly, like he was listening to something far away. Then the moment passed. The soldier's eyes blazed blue again, and he marched away with the others. Jack waited until they were gone before he moved. He had work to do. The Resistance needed information about alien patrol patterns, and someone had to collect the bodies of the Morrison family for proper burial. He made his way through the ruined streets toward the old subway tunnels. That was where the Resistance had built their hidden base. Dr. Emily Carter would want to hear about what he had seen. She was always asking questions about the enhanced soldiers, trying to understand how the alien technology worked. The subway entrance was concealed behind a pile of rubble that looked natural but could be moved by someone who knew the secret. Jack climbed down into the darkness and followed the tunnel for half a mile before he reached the hidden door. 2 guards with assault rifles checked his identification before letting him pass. The Resistance base was larger than it looked from the outside. They had connected several subway stations with new tunnels and filled them with equipment salvaged from the surface. Jack found Dr. Carter in her laboratory, bent over a strange piece of alien technology. She was a small woman with gray hair and intense green eyes. Before the invasion, she had been a neuroscientist at the University of Chicago. Now she spent her days trying to crack the secrets of alien bioengineering. "Jack," she said, without looking up from her work. "How many enhanced soldiers did you see today?" 6 in the patrol that hit the Morrison place, Jack replied. "But, Emily, I saw something weird." One of them seemed to hesitate when they left the building, like he was having second thoughts. Dr. Carter's head snapped up. Tell me exactly what you saw. Jack described the moment when the enhanced soldier had looked back at the building. Dr. Carter listened carefully and made notes on a tablet computer. This confirms my theory, she said. The enhancement process doesn't destroy human consciousness. It just suppresses it under layers of alien programming. The original personality is still there, buried deep. What good does that do us? Jack asked. They're still killing innocent people. Because if the human mind is still intact, we might be able to reach it, Dr. Carter explained. I've been studying captured alien technology with Professor Kane. We think the neural pathways can be reversed, but we need access to their main control systems. Jack felt a spark of hope. You mean we could turn the enhanced soldiers back into normal people? Possibly. But the control systems are aboard their mothership, the one floating above the city. Jack looked up at the concrete ceiling as if he could see through it to the massive alien vessel overhead. Getting aboard that ship would be suicide. The aliens had force fields, energy weapons, and thousands of enhanced soldiers protecting it. There might be a way, Dr. Carter continued. Once a month, they perform enhancement ceremonies under something they call the Mega Moon. It's an artificial satellite they use to boost their biotechnology. During those ceremonies, their defenses are focused inward instead of outward. Before Jack could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the base. Commander Lisa Torres's voice echoed from speakers mounted on the walls. All units to battle stations. Enhanced patrol approaching from the north tunnel. This is not a drill. Jack grabbed his rifle and ran toward the defensive positions. As he took cover behind a metal barrier, he thought about what Dr. Carter had said. Maybe there was hope after all. Maybe they could save the enhanced soldiers instead of just fighting them, but first they had to survive the next few minutes. The sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the tunnel, growing louder with each passing second. The enhanced soldiers had found their base. Jack checked his weapon and prepared to fight for humanity's future. Jack pressed his rifle against his shoulder and aimed down the dark tunnel. The footsteps of the enhanced soldiers grew louder with each second. Commander Lisa Torres crouched beside him behind the metal barrier, her face grim in the emergency. Lighting. How many do you count? She whispered. Sounds like 4, maybe 5, Jack replied. He had learned to recognize the mechanical rhythm of their movement. The first enhanced soldier appeared around the tunnel bend. His bio-armor glowed with a faint green light in the darkness. The blue implant in his temple pulsed as he scanned. The resistance base. Human life signs detected, the enhanced soldier announced to his team. 37 individuals. Weapons present. Commander Torres gave the signal. 20 resistance fighters opened fire at once. Their bullets sparked harmlessly, off the bio-armor of the enhanced soldiers. The aliens had built their weapons well, but the gunfire served its purpose. While the enhanced soldiers focused on the main attack, Jack and 2 other fighters slipped through a side tunnel. They had prepared for this moment. Every resistance. Base had emergency escape routes. The battle lasted only 3 minutes. When the shooting stopped, Jack knew they had lost another safe house. The enhanced soldiers would report back to their alien masters, and more patrols would sweep the area. 3 days later, Jack found himself hiding in the ruins of an old factory on the south side of Chicago. The resistance had scattered after, losing their subway base. Small groups now moved constantly to avoid detection. Dr. Carter sat across from him in the abandoned factory office, still working on her alien technology research. She had saved her most important equipment when they evacuated the base. The Mega Moon rises tomorrow night, she said, looking up from her tablet. This is our chance, Jack. During the enhancement ceremony, their attention will be focused on the ritual instead of security. Jack studied the blurry photographs they had taken of the alien mothership. It floated 2 miles above the city like a metal mountain. Getting inside seemed impossible. Even if we could reach the ship, how do we get past their force fields? He asked. Dr. Carter smiled for the first time in weeks. Professor Kane figured that out. The force fields have to drop during the ceremony to let the megamoon's energy reach the enhancement chambers. For exactly 12 minutes, the ship will be vulnerable. 12 minutes to get inside, find their control systems, and plant your neural disruptor device, Jack said. That's not much time. It's enough, Dr. Carter replied. The device just needs to be connected to their main enhancement network. Once it broadcasts the awakening signal, every enhanced soldier connected to the system should start remembering who they really are. Jack thought about the Morrison family and all the other innocent people killed by enhanced soldiers. If there was even a small chance to save those soldiers and turn them back into humans, he had to try. "I'll need a team," he said. Mike Davidson volunteered to handle the technical work, Dr. Carter replied. And Lisa Torres wants to lead the infiltration squad. The next evening, Jack stood on the roof of the tallest remaining building in downtown Chicago. The megamoon hung in the sky like a silver coin, 10 times larger than Earth's natural moon. Strange energy waves rippled across its surface. The alien mothership began to glow as the ceremony started. Streams of light connected the ship to the artificial moon above. Jack could see smaller alien craft moving in formation around the mothership. "Force fields are down," Mike Davidson reported through the radio. He was monitoring alien communications from a hidden position 3 blocks away. "You have 12 minutes starting now." Jack and Commander Torres launched their stolen alien glider from the rooftop. The small craft was damaged but still functional. They had spent 2 days learning to fly it by practicing in empty parking garages. The glider rose silently through the night air toward the mothership. Jack's heart pounded as they approached the massive vessel. Up close, it was even more intimidating. The hull stretched for miles in every direction, covered with strange symbols that seemed to move and shift in the light of the mega moon. They found an open docking bay on the lower level of the ship. The bay was empty except for maintenance equipment. All the aliens were apparently busy with their ceremony. Jack and Torres moved quickly through the ship's corridors. The walls were made of the same biomaterial as the enhanced soldiers' armor. They pulsed with a faint heartbeat that made Jack feel sick. They found the enhancement chambers in the center of the ship. Dozens of human prisoners floated in tanks filled with glowing liquid. Alien technicians worked at control panels, monitoring the transformation process. Jack felt anger burn in his chest as he watched the aliens turning humans into weapons, but he forced himself to stay focused on the mission. Torres created a distraction by setting off explosives in a storage room 2 levels down. The alien technicians rushed to investigate the damage, leaving the enhancement chambers unguarded. Jack connected Dr. Carter's neural disruptor to the main control system. The device was no bigger than a cell phone, but it contained months of careful research into alien biotechnology. "Device is active," he whispered into his radio. "Beginning broadcast sequence." The neural disruptor hummed to life. Energy waves spread out from the device through the ship's network, reaching every enhanced soldier connected to the system. On the streets of Chicago below, enhanced soldiers patrolling the city suddenly stopped walking. Their glowing blue eyes flickered as suppressed memories began to surface. Some clutched their heads and screamed. Others fell to their knees as their human personalities fought against alien programming. Jack watched the readouts on Dr. Carter's device. The signal was reaching enhanced soldiers across the entire fleet. For the first time since the invasion began, humans were fighting back from the inside, but their victory was short-lived. Alarms began blaring throughout the mothership. The aliens had discovered the intrusion. "Jack, get out of there!" Mike Davidson's voice crackled through the radio. "Enhanced soldiers are heading your way." Heavy footsteps echoed through the corridors outside the enhancement chambers. But these footsteps sounded different, less mechanical, more human. The door burst open and an enhanced soldier stepped inside. Jack raised his rifle, but something made him hesitate. The soldier's eyes were no longer glowing blue. They were brown. Human brown. "Jack Harrison, the enhanced soldier said in a voice that made Jack's heart stop. Is that really you, buddy? It was Marcus Webb, Jack's best friend from his Marine unit, the man who had saved his life in Afghanistan, the man who had been captured during the first week of the alien invasion. Marcus was still alive inside that bio-armor, and he remembered who he used to be. Jack stared at his best friend Marcus Webb in shock. The bio-armor still covered Marcus's body, but his eyes were completely human now. No blue glow, no mechanical coldness, just the warm brown eyes Jack remembered from their days serving together. In Afghanistan. Marcus, Jack whispered. How much do you remember? Marcus pressed his hands against his temples. His face twisted in pain as memories fought against alien programming. Everything, Jack. I remember everything they made me do. All the innocent people I killed while they controlled my mind. Tears ran down Marcus's face. The bio-armor around his chest began to shift color from gray to a deep red. Jack realized the armor was responding to Marcus's emotions. That wasn't you, Jack said firmly. That was the aliens using your body. You're not responsible for what they forced you to do. Tell that to the families of the people I murdered, Marcus replied. He looked at his armored hands with disgust. I can feel this thing trying to take control again. The programming is still there, Jack. It's just weaker. Now, Commander Torres appeared in the doorway behind Marcus. She had her rifle ready but lowered it when she saw the enhanced soldier wasn't attacking. We need to go, she said urgently. More aliens are coming, and not all the enhanced soldiers are breaking free like your friend here. Jack helped Marcus to his feet. The bio-armor made him incredibly heavy, but Marcus moved with careful control. They could hear fighting in the corridors as other enhanced soldiers struggled between their human memories and alien commands. The three of them ran through the mothership toward the docking bay where they had left their glider. Behind them, the sound of battle grew louder. Some enhanced soldiers were attacking the alien technicians who had tortured them. Others were fighting against their returning humanity, trying to complete their original missions. They reached the docking bay just as an explosion rocked the entire ship. Through the opening, Jack could see chaos in the city below. Enhanced soldiers were fighting each other in the streets. Some had broken free from alien control, while others remained loyal to their programming. The neural disruptor worked too well, Marcus said as they climbed into the glider. Half the enhanced soldiers are free, but the other half are trying. To stop them! It's civil war! Jack piloted the glider away from the mothership as alien fighters began launching from other bays. The ship's weapons were firing down at the city, trying to destroy the enhanced soldiers who had turned against them. They landed in the ruins of Grant Park, where Commander Torres had arranged a meeting point with other resistance fighters. As they climbed out of the glider, Jack saw something that gave him hope. A group of enhanced soldiers stood guard around a crowd of human civilians. The soldiers were protecting the people instead of hunting them. Their bio-armor had changed from the standard gray to various colors that seemed to reflect their personalities. One of the enhanced soldiers approached them. Her armor was a deep blue color, and her eyes were green instead of glowing. She had been human once. "Are you Jack Harrison?" she asked. "The one who activated the awakening signal?" "Yes," Jack replied carefully. He wasn't sure if this soldier was truly free or still partially controlled. "Thank you," she said simply. "My name is Rebecca Stone. I was a teacher before they took me. I've been fighting their control for months, but I couldn't break free until your signal gave me the strength I needed." More freed enhanced soldiers gathered around them. Each had a story of fighting against alien programming, of holding on to memories of their human lives, even when the aliens tried to erase them. But their celebration was cut short by the sound of aircraft overhead. A formation of alien fighters swept over the park, firing energy weapons at anything that moved. "Take cover!" Marcus shouted. His bio-armor instantly shifted into combat mode, but he was fighting for humans instead of against them. The enhanced soldiers moved with incredible speed to shield the civilians from the alien attack. Their armor absorbed most of the energy blasts, but Jack could see that some of them were badly wounded. During the battle, Jack noticed something disturbing. Several enhanced soldiers suddenly stopped fighting and turned their weapons on their former allies. The alien programming was reasserting control over some of them. "The neural disruptor signal is fading," Rebecca Stone called out as she fired at an alien fighter. "Some of us are losing our freedom." Jack realized they needed a permanent solution. The neural disruptor had proven that enhanced soldiers could be freed, but the effect wasn't lasting for everyone. They needed to destroy the source of alien control completely. As the alien fighters retreated, Jack counted their losses. 3 enhanced soldiers had died protecting civilians. 2 others had reverted to alien control and were now fighting against their former friends. "We can't keep this up," Commander Torres said. "The aliens are going to send everything they have at us now that they know we can turn their weapons against them." Marcus knelt beside one of the fallen enhanced soldiers. The bio-armor was slowly dissolving, revealing the human body underneath. "She was free for less than an hour," he said quietly. "But she chose to die protecting innocent people instead of killing them." Jack felt anger burning in his chest. The aliens hadn't just conquered humanity. They had turned humans into weapons, and then thrown them away when they were no longer useful. "We need to get back to Dr. Carter," Jack said. "She needs to know that the neural disruptor works, but we need something stronger, something permanent." Rebecca Stone looked up at the alien mothership hovering above them. "There's something else. You should know. When I was connected to their network, I saw their plans. They're not just trying to control Earth. They're preparing to upload all human consciousness into their systems. They want to absorb our entire species into their collective mind." The group of freed enhanced soldiers and resistance fighters looked at each other with grim determination. They had won a small victory today, but the real battle was just beginning. Jack thought about all the enhanced soldiers still under alien control, about the civilians hiding in ruins across the city, about the choice between freedom and slavery. That would determine humanity's future. They had proven that the human spirit could overcome alien technology. Now they had to prove it on a scale large enough to save their entire species. The war for humanity's soul had begun. Jack stood in the ruins of the old library where Dr. Carter had set up her new laboratory. The building had no roof, but the thick walls provided good cover from alien patrols. Computer equipment and alien technology covered every available surface. "The neural disruptor signal is getting weaker every hour," Dr. Carter explained as she worked at her main computer. "We're losing more enhanced soldiers back to alien control. Marcus and Rebecca are stable, but others are struggling." Jack looked out through a broken window at the city below. Smoke rose from dozens of fires where enhanced soldiers fought each other in the streets. The aliens had stopped trying to control the freed soldiers and were now simply ordering their loyal forces to eliminate them. "How many do we have left?" Jack asked. "About 40 enhanced soldiers are still fighting with us," Commander Torres replied. She stood near the door, keeping watch for alien patrols. "But we've lost nearly 20 back to alien programming since yesterday." Marcus Webb entered the room, his bio-armor now a deep green color. He had been leading rescue missions to save civilians trapped in the fighting. "It's getting worse out there. The aliens are killing enhanced soldiers on both sides. They've decided we're all defective products." Dr. Carter looked up from her work with excitement in her eyes. "That might be exactly what we need. I've been studying the alien communication signals, and I think I've found something important." She pulled up a display showing the massive artificial moon hanging in the sky above them. "The mega moon isn't just a power source for their enhancement technology, it's a prison. Every species the aliens have ever conquered is stored inside. That satellite is pure consciousness." Jack felt his heart skip a beat. "You mean there are other aliens trapped up there? Aliens who are fighting the same enemy we are?" "Billions of minds from dozens of different species. Dr. Carter confirmed. The aliens we're fighting aren't really one race. They're a collective consciousness made up of every species they've ever absorbed. They force conquered minds to join their network and lose all individual identity. Marcus stepped closer to the display. So if we could free those trapped minds, we'd have allies, Dr. Carter finished. But there's a problem. Destroying the Mega Moon would free all those consciousnesses at once. The psychic feedback could kill every enhanced soldier still connected to the alien network. Jack thought about the enhanced soldiers still fighting for the aliens. They were humans too, even if they couldn't remember it right now. But if they didn't act soon, the aliens would kill them anyway. How many people are we talking about? He asked. Maybe 200 enhanced soldiers still under alien control worldwide, Dr. Carter replied. But billions of trapped alien minds who could help us fight back. Commander Torres moved away from the window. That's not the only problem. Look outside. Jack followed her gaze upward. The Mega Moon was moving. The massive satellite was slowly descending toward Earth, growing larger in the sky with each passing hour. They're going to crash it into the planet, Marcus said quietly. If they can't control us, they'll destroy us instead. Mike Davidson's voice crackled through the radio. Communicator. Jack, are you there? I'm picking up massive energy readings from the alien mothership. They're charging some kind of weapon system. Jack grabbed the radio. What kind of weapon? I think they're going to use the Mega Moon as a kinetic weapon. If something that size hits Earth, it'll cause an extinction-level event. Every living thing on the planet will die. Dr. Carter was already working on her computer, calculating trajectories and impact zones. At current speed, the Mega Moon will hit Earth in 18 hours. We need to get aboard and change its course. Or destroy it completely, Jack said. Free all those trapped minds and save the planet at the same time. Rebecca Stone entered the laboratory with 3 other freed enhanced soldiers. Their bio-armor was damaged from recent fighting, but they moved with determined purpose. We've been talking, Rebecca said. The enhanced soldiers who are still free want to volunteer for a suicide mission. We'll assault the Mega Moon while you handle the mothership. Jack shook his head. We don't leave people behind. We'll find another way. There is no other way, Marcus said firmly. The alien defenses around the Mega Moon are too strong for normal humans to penetrate. Enhanced soldiers have the speed and strength needed to reach the control systems. And we're already dying anyway, Rebecca added. The bio-armor is breaking down now that we're fighting against its programming. We have maybe days before our bodies can't handle the stress anymore. Dr. Carter looked up from her calculations. There might be a way to save some of you. If I can modify the neural disruptor to work in reverse, it could help stabilize your human consciousness while you disconnect from the alien network. Jack felt a plan forming in his mind. It was dangerous and probably impossible, but it might be their only chance. We split our forces, he decided. Marcus leads the enhanced soldiers to the Mega Moon. Their job is to plant explosives in the power core and free the trapped alien minds. Dr. Carter and I take a team to the mothership to activate the reverse neural disruptor and try to save the enhanced soldiers still under alien control. Commander Torres checked her weapons and ammunition. What about the rest of us? You coordinate the ground defense, Jack replied. When those alien minds get freed, they're going to need bodies to inhabit temporarily. Human volunteers who are willing to share their consciousness with alien allies. Mike Davidson's voice came through the radio again. Jack, I'm detecting movement from alien ships all over the world. They're pulling back to defend the Mega Moon and the mothership. This is our chance. Jack looked around the room at the faces of his friends and allies, human and enhanced soldiers standing together, ready to risk everything for freedom. This is it, he said. We either save humanity today or we die trying. But we don't give up and we don't surrender. That's what makes us human. Marcus clasped Jack's hand in farewell. See you on the other side, buddy. As the teams prepared for their final missions, Jack thought about how far they had come. 3 months ago, humanity had been conquered and enslaved. Now they were about to attempt the impossible. The light of the descending mega-moon cast strange shadows across the ruined city. But Jack saw something else in that light. Hope. Jack watched Marcus Webb lead 20 enhanced soldiers toward the stolen alien transport ships they had captured during the morning raids. The bio-armor of each soldier displayed different colors now, reflecting their individual personalities. Instead of uniform gray programming, "Remember the plan," Jack called out to Marcus. "Plant the explosives in the Mega-Moon's core, then get out fast. Don't try to be heroes." Marcus turned back with a grim smile. "That's exactly what we're going to be, Jack. Heroes who chose freedom over slavery." The enhanced soldiers boarded their ships and launched into the sky toward the massive artificial moon. Jack felt his heart heavy as he watched them go. Most of them would not survive the mission, but they had volunteered anyway. Dr. Carter finished loading her equipment into their own captured alien ship. The reverse neural disruptor was larger than the original device, requiring a portable power generator to function properly. "The device should work," she said, as Jack helped her secure the equipment. "But I've never tested it on this scale before. We might save the controlled enhanced soldiers, or we might accidentally kill them." "They're going to die anyway if we don't try," Jack replied. "The aliens are executing any enhanced soldier who shows signs of independent thought." Commander. Torres and Mike Davidson joined them in the ship, along with 12 resistance fighters armed with captured alien weapons. Their mission was more dangerous than Marcus's team because they had to get inside the heavily defended mothership. The alien mothership had tripled its defenses since their last infiltration. Force fields surrounded the massive vessel, and swarms of fighter craft patrolled in protective formations. Getting inside would require perfect timing and tremendous luck. "Mike, do you have a lock on the alien communication frequencies?" Jack asked as they approached the mothership. "I'm intercepting their signals now," Mike replied from the communications station. "They're panicking about the enhanced soldiers, attacking the mega-moon. Most of their attention is focused on defending the satellite." Jack piloted their ship toward a maintenance bay on the underside of the mothership. Dr. Carter had discovered that these bays had weaker force field generators to allow supply ships to dock quickly. The ship shuddered as they passed through the force field. Alarms immediately began blaring throughout the alien vessel, but Jack had expected that. Stealth was impossible for this mission. They landed hard in the maintenance bay and rushed out of their ship before alien security forces could surround them. Jack led the team through corridors he remembered from their previous infiltration, while Dr. Carter consulted her tablet computer for directions to the main neural control center. Behind them, they could hear the sounds of pursuit. Heavy footsteps echoed through the ship as enhanced soldiers still under alien control moved to intercept them. "This way," Dr. Carter called out, pointing toward a corridor that glowed with the same biomaterial as the walls. "The neural control center is 3 levels up." They fought their way through the ship against waves of enhanced soldiers who moved with mechanical precision. These soldiers showed no recognition, no hesitation. Their eyes glowed with the cold blue light of complete alien control. Jack hated shooting at them, knowing they were human underneath the programming. But they had no choice. The reverse neural disruptor had to reach the control center, or Marcus's sacrifice would be meaningless. Commander Torres and her fighters held defensive positions, while Jack and Dr. Carter reached the neural control center. The room was filled with massive computers that pulsed with organic light. Streams of data flowed across screens showing the status of enhanced soldiers all over the world. "There," Dr. Carter pointed to a central control unit. "That's the main neural network hub. If I can connect the reverse disruptor there, it should send the awakening signal to every enhanced soldier simultaneously." Jack helped her connect the device while explosions rocked the ship around them. Through the room's windows, he could see the mega-moon in the distance. Bright flashes of light appeared on its surface as Marcus's team fought their way toward the core. "Devices connected," Dr. Carter announced. "Beginning the reverse sequence now." The neural disruptor hummed to life with a sound like singing crystals. Energy waves spread out through the ship's neural network, racing toward enhanced soldiers across the entire planet. On screens throughout the control room, Jack watched as enhanced soldiers around the world suddenly stopped their missions. Their glowing blue eyes flickered and dimmed as human memories fought against alien programming. But something else was happening, too. The screens showed massive energy surges from the mega moon as Marcus's team reached the satellite's core. "Jack!" Mike Davidson's voice crackled through the radio. "The mega moon is destabilizing. Marcus's team succeeded, but the explosion is bigger than we expected." Through the window, Jack saw the artificial moon beginning to crack apart. Brilliant light poured out of the fractures as billions of trapped alien consciousnesses were suddenly freed after centuries of imprisonment. The light grew brighter and brighter until Jack had to shield his eyes. When the glare faded, the megamoon was gone. In its place, streams of pure energy descended toward Earth like falling stars. "The alien minds are looking for temporary hosts," Dr. Carter said in amazement. "They're trying to inhabit volunteer, humans who are willing to share their consciousness." Jack felt something strange happening in his own mind. A presence touched his thoughts gently, asking permission to enter. The presence felt ancient and wise, but also grateful beyond words. He accepted the alien consciousness into his mind. Suddenly, he could see through two sets of memories: his own human experiences and the memories of an alien scientist who had been imprisoned for 300 years. The alien's name was impossible to pronounce, but Jack understood its meaning. It translated roughly as "seeker of truth." The alien had been fighting the collective consciousness for centuries before being captured and absorbed. Around the control room, Jack saw his teammates undergoing similar experiences. Commander Torres was sharing her mind with an alien warrior. Mike Davidson hosted the consciousness of an alien engineer. Even Dr. Carter had accepted an alien researcher as a mental partner, but the most amazing change was happening to the enhanced soldiers. All over the world, they were not just remembering their humanity. They were gaining the knowledge and abilities of the freed alien minds. Enhanced soldiers who had been weapons of oppression were becoming bridges between species. Human emotion and determination combined with alien knowledge and technology to create something entirely new. The alien mothership around them began to shake and buckle as its control systems failed. The collective consciousness that had held the ship together for so long was fragmenting as individual minds reasserted their independence. "We need to get out of here," Commander Torres called out. "This whole ship is going to come apart." Jack and his team raced back through the collapsing corridors toward their ship. Behind them, alien crew members were fighting each other as their forced unity dissolved into chaos. They reached their ship just as sections of the mothership began breaking away and falling toward Earth. Jack piloted them clear of the debris, field and headed for the surface. As they descended toward Chicago, Jack could see the city transforming below them. Enhanced soldiers were working alongside normal humans to rescue survivors from the wreckage. The bio-armor that had once marked them as enemies now served as tools for construction and healing. But the greatest change was in the people themselves. Humans who had accepted alien consciousness partners were sharing knowledge at an unprecedented rate. Technologies that should have taken decades to develop were being created in hours. Jack felt the alien scientist in his mind marveling at human resilience and creativity. In return, Jack gained access to scientific knowledge beyond anything his species had ever imagined. The war was over, but the real work was just beginning. Humanity and dozens of alien species would have to learn to coexist, not just on the same planet, but within the same minds. As their ship landed in Grant Park, Jack saw Marcus Webb waiting for them. His friend's bio-armor had changed to a brilliant gold color, and his eyes held the wisdom of two species. "Welcome back," Marcus said as Jack climbed out of the ship. "Ready to help build a new world?" Jack looked up at the sky where the alien mothership was still breaking apart. Pieces of the vessel burned like shooting stars as they fell toward the horizon. Humanity had not just survived the invasion. They had transformed it into the greatest alliance in galactic history. 3 months after the destruction of the megamoon, Jack Harrison stood on the observation deck of the new Chicago Reconstruction Center. The building had been constructed using a combination of human engineering and alien technology, rising from the ruins of the old city like a symbol of hope. Through the windows, he watched enhanced soldiers working alongside normal humans to rebuild the streets. Their bio-armor had evolved far beyond its original military purpose, becoming sophisticated tools for construction, medical care, and scientific research. Marcus Webb approached from behind, carrying a tablet displaying construction reports. His golden bio-armor had grown more elaborate over the past months, incorporating designs that reflected both his human personality and his alien consciousness partner. The housing project in Sector 7 is ahead of schedule, Marcus reported. Rebecca Stone's team finished the water purification systems yesterday, and Mike Davidson says the power grid will be online by next week. Jack nodded approvingly. Rebecca had become one of their most skilled engineers after accepting an alien consciousness specializing in environmental systems. The partnership between human creativity and alien knowledge continued to produce remarkable results. "Any word from the other cities?" Jack asked. "Dr. Carter sent a report from the new research facility in New York," Marcus replied. "She's working with alien scientists to develop medical treatments for enhanced soldiers who want to return to fully human bodies. About half are choosing to keep their bio-armor, but the others want to go back to normal." Jack understood both choices. The enhanced soldiers had gained incredible abilities, but they had also sacrificed their original human forms. Some embraced their new nature, while others longed to return to what they had been before the invasion. The door to the observation deck opened, and Commander Torres entered with a group of visitors. Jack recognized them as representatives from other resistance cells around the world. The global reconstruction effort required coordination between hundreds of groups. "Jack," Commander Torres said, "I'd like you to meet Daniel Cooper from the London cell and Sarah Mitchell from the Australian resistance. They've come to discuss the formation of the new Earth Defense Council." Jack shook hands with the visitors. Daniel Cooper was a tall man with graying hair who moved with military precision. Sarah Mitchell was younger, with the quick movements of someone who had spent years fighting guerrilla warfare. "We've heard impressive reports about your integration program," Daniel said. "Our enhanced soldiers are struggling with the transition from alien control to freedom. How did you manage it so successfully?" Jack thought about the question carefully. The integration had not been easy, and they had lost some enhanced soldiers who could not handle the psychological stress of remembering what they had done under alien control. "We treated them as people, not as weapons," Jack replied. "When Marcus and the others broke free from alien programming, we didn't see them as former enemies. We saw them as victims who needed help healing." Sarah Mitchell took notes on her tablet. "What about the alien consciousness partners? Are they really voluntary, or is it another form of control?" Marcus stepped forward to answer. "I can speak to that personally. The alien sharing my mind is named something like Guardian of Ancient Wisdom. He was imprisoned by the collective consciousness for over 400 years. He's grateful for freedom and wants to help humanity, but he never tries to control my decisions." "The partnership is truly mutual," Jack added. "The alien consciousnesses provide knowledge and abilities, while humans provide individual creativity and emotional strength. Neither side dominates the relationship." Dr. Carter's voice came through the building's communication system. "Jack, could you come to Laboratory 3? We have something exciting to show you." Jack excused himself from the meeting and took an elevator down to the research levels. The laboratory was bustling with activity as human and enhanced scientists worked together on dozens of different projects. Dr. Carter met him at the entrance, her eyes bright with excitement. She had chosen not to accept an alien consciousness partner, preferring to maintain her purely human perspective for comparison purposes. "We've had a breakthrough," she announced, leading him to a workstation covered with complex equipment. "We've successfully reversed the enhancement process completely. Enhanced soldiers can now return to normal human bodies if they choose." Jack examined the medical data on the screens. "Are there any side effects?" "Some temporary weakness and disorientation, but nothing permanent," Dr. Carter replied. "The bio-armor dissolves harmlessly, and the alien implants can be safely removed. We've tested it on volunteer subjects, and they're completely healthy." This was major news. Enhanced soldiers who wanted to return to normal life could now do so without risking their health. It gave them a real choice about their future. Mike Davidson entered the laboratory carrying a communication device. "Jack, we're receiving signals from other star systems. Word about our victory over the collective consciousness is spreading across the galaxy." Jack took the device and listened to the translated messages. Dozens of alien species were reporting successful rebellions against collective consciousness forces in their own star systems. The liberation of Earth had inspired uprisings throughout the galaxy. "They're asking for our help," Mike continued. "Some of these species have been enslaved for thousands of years. They want to know how we broke free." Jack felt the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. Humanity had not just won their own freedom. They had become leaders in a galactic war for liberation. "Set up communication conferences with the rebellion leaders," Jack decided. "We'll share everything we've learned about fighting the collective consciousness." Over the following weeks, Jack found himself coordinating with alien resistance movements across the galaxy. Each species had their own unique challenges, but the basic principles remained the same: individual freedom, voluntary cooperation, and respect for different ways of thinking. The enhanced soldiers became invaluable ambassadors, able to communicate directly with alien species through their consciousness partners. Marcus led diplomatic missions to several nearby star systems, helping other species adapt human concepts of democracy and individual rights. One evening, Jack stood in the same park where he had first encountered freed enhanced soldiers. The area had been transformed into a memorial garden honoring all those who had died fighting for freedom. Human and alien names were carved into stone monuments side by side. Rebecca Stone joined him at the memorial. Her bio-armor had evolved into an elegant blue design that incorporated flowing patterns resembling water. Her alien consciousness partner was an artist who had created beautiful works before being enslaved by the collective. "Do you ever regret how things turned out?" she asked. "We saved the enhanced soldiers, but we also changed them forever. Some of them wish they could go back to who they were before the invasion." Jack considered her question while reading the names on the memorial. "I think we gave them the most important thing anyone can have: the freedom to choose their own path. Even if that path is difficult?" "Especially then," Jack replied. "Easy choices don't require freedom. It's the hard decisions that make us who we are." A group of children ran past them through the garden, playing a game that involved both human and enhanced participants. Some of the children were the sons and daughters of enhanced soldiers, born after their parents had been freed from alien control. These children represented the future. They grew up seeing enhanced soldiers not as monsters or weapons, but as people who had made sacrifices to protect others. They played games that incorporated alien technology as naturally as human traditions. Jack watched them play and felt something he had not experienced since before the invasion: hope for the future. Not just survival, but actual progress toward something better. Marcus approached from the garden path, still wearing his golden bio-armor, but moving with relaxed confidence instead of military precision. "The council meeting is starting in an hour. Are you ready?" Jack nodded. The Earth Defense Council would be voting on whether to send military assistance to alien species still fighting collective consciousness forces. It was a big decision that would affect humanity's role in galactic politics for generations. Whatever we decide, Jack said, we make sure it's our choice. No one forces us into anything ever again. As they walked toward the council building, Jack reflected on how far humanity had come. 6 months ago, they had been conquered slaves. Now they were leaders in an intergalactic alliance built on principles of freedom and cooperation. The uprising had ended, but the dawn of something much greater was just beginning. Humanity had not just survived the darkness, they had become the light that other species followed toward freedom. In the distance, alien ships from friendly species landed at the new spaceport, bringing representatives who wanted to learn about human concepts of democracy and individual rights. Enhanced soldiers stood ready to serve as translators and guides, their bio-armor gleaming in the light of Earth's sun. The war was over. The real work of building a better galaxy had begun.